This episode is brought to you by Nespresso. Gift magical mornings with Nespresso Virtuo Pop. Compact and stylish, Virtuo Pop is made to meet every morning coffee craving. From espresso to coffee, hot or iced, at the click of a button. And celebrate the season with Nespresso's limited edition coffee flavors. Sweet almond and hibiscus, cinnamon and candied tamarind, and festive double espresso. Magic in the making. Shop the holiday gift collection exclusively at Nespresso.com.
Wish you could become a morning person? You know the type, up before the sun, early morning runs, first one to the office with donuts and a smile. How do they do it? Easy. With the new Galaxy Watch 8, sleep tracking and personalized insights from Samsung Health help you improve so you can wake up to a whole new you. One who, dare I say it, skips the snooze? It's possible. Train your sleep with Galaxy Watch 8. Learn more at Samsung.com. Requires compatible Samsung Galaxy phone, Samsung Health app, and Samsung account.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
Coming up, news from Major League Rugby, a preview of the November internationals, and more. Will our men have what it takes this November? Stick around and find out. This is the Mall Street Journal.
This is the Mall Street Journal.
Hello and welcome to the Mall Street Journal, the podcast that brings you all the latest news and reviews for all things American rugby. We are part of the Global Gainline Network and can be found on all your usual platforms, including YouTube, Spotify, and iTunes. So if you haven't already, just give us a like or a subscribe. Tell a couple of friends about us, or just send me and Kolya a couple of tickets to Brazil versus Paraguay at the Stadio de Campusano. That's going to be a great match. This is episode 15. As always, I'm David Lawrence, along with Kolya down in San Antonio. Kolya, how's everything going? Are things still completely crazy at school?
Howdy. We just finished the first quarter, had parent conferences on Monday.
Ooh.
Been fun. Homecoming tomorrow.
Oh, wow. What does that involve?
A middle school football game, which I'm involved with, a high school football game, which I am not involved with, and a dance.
Yeah. Do you have to, chaperone the dance?
I have to chaperone the middle school version in, 2 weeks.
Oh, man. I don't think I went to a dance in middle school. I don't know if we did that.
I don't remember them either.
Well, sadly, Julia couldn't join us tonight. She's at practice for the DC Furies, who are hosting New York City on Saturday, so give them hell, Julia. We always like to start with a question of the week. Kolya, if you could take a mulligan, if you could have a do-over for one thing since the last time we spoke, what would it be?
So, since I mentioned the football that I'm part of, along with coaching rugby in kind of the summer months, I also coach middle school soccer in the wintertime, but in the fall I coach help coach middle school football.
Really?
And this year has not been a great year for our team. Last year we won the championship. There's been quite a drop-off. And yesterday we had a game played about an hour and a half away from where I live. And I just made some poor decisions on who was covering who, and I'd like those back.
Coaching mulligan. It turns out football is pretty popular in Texas, as I understand.
Yes. We have 6-man, we have 7-man.
Wow.
11-man.
Do you secretly spend some time being like, hey, this sport's okay, but...
Yes, I do.
Well, my mulligan is incredibly stupid. It's a trip to the grocery store. I had the absolute hubris to go to the grocery store wearing a T-shirt It was so cold in there, I honestly considered leaving to just go home and get a jacket. It's like a major rookie move on my part, and it led to me now keeping a spare hoodie in my trunk, which I probably should have figured out a long time ago. Anyway, our tradition is to start with some news. Kolya, what have you got for us this week?
So we've got two big bits of news. First, about 6 days ago, Major League Rugby put out a statement. I'm going to read the statement right now. This off-season has been a time of reflection and tough choices for Major League Rugby. Running a professional league is complex, and while the departure of teams was not something we anticipated, it has provided an opportunity to reset and strengthen our foundation. Today, we're confirming Major League Rugby will be played in 2026 and beyond. The owners of Major League Rugby have an aligned vision on supporting USA Rugby and, in particular, our USA Eagles. Our partnership with World Rugby, Anthem Rugby Carolina, aims to develop young American talent and prepare the USA Eagles with a focus on the 2027 and 2031 Men's Rugby World Cups. To further aid this goal, Major League Rugby will take steps from the 2026 season to increase the game day spaces available to USA Rugby qualified and pathway players to a minimum of 16 and rising from there. We are engaged in active discussions with new partners, ownership groups, and USRPA to build long-term alignment and stability that will serve the league well into the future. Major League Rugby is fueled by the love of the game, driven by the players who give everything on the field, the dedication of our team staff, and the passion of our fans. We look forward during the coming weeks and months to sharing more details on what you can look forward to in 2026, and we thank you for your patience.
Some ambiguity sort of baked into that, but
Yes, there's a
I think we're
lot
taking
of
the hint.
ambiguity. My biggest thing was with the mention of the World Rugby investment in Anthem Rugby Carolina. Does that mean that funding's going to continue past the next couple years? Because there was a rumor that it was only for a certain amount of time and then World Rugby was going to stop.
It's probably folded into this lump sum that they've been talking about recently.
Probably.
The obvious sort of biggest not obvious implication of this. So if USA qualified players have to be 16 out of the game day 23, that's a big shift to begin with. But the other thing is, until now, Canadian players have been considered domestic, and it looks like they're probably going to change that. I don't think they haven't confirmed that yet, but it really sounds like that's what they're doing, and that's really going to impact the look of this league.
Yeah. Yeah, and I want to see what the or how the playoffs are going to look this year. Are there
Seven
going to
teams.
be playoffs? Or
I
is it
mean,
just going to be a championship?
and there's still a theoretical window where there could be a Canadian version of Anthem. I think a lot of people are expecting that. As time ticks on, I feel like it's less and less likely for that'll be ready in February when the competition typically starts.
Yeah.
Canadian players and pundits are really worried about this
Yes.
because if you can only have a shrinking number of international players, you're probably going to spend those slots on New Zealanders, Tongans, Samoans. Suddenly, those Canadians are going to be looking for work.
Yep. And then, do you want to move on to the second bit of news?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, our second bit of news is that the referee groups for the three U.S. internationals coming up next month have been announced. For Scotland versus USA at Murray Field, we've got Damian Schneider from Argentina as the center, Gianluca Gnecchi and Katsuke Furuse as our ARs, and the TMO is Leo Colgan from Ireland. Our November 8th match against Georgia in Batumi has Luke Pierce in the center, Adam Leal and George Selwood as ARs, and Dan Jones from England as the TMO.
I like
And
Leal. I think
yes,
Leal's really good.
yes, I also enjoy Luke Pierce and don't
Big time.
really understand what World Rugby has against him.
It feels like he ran over somebody's dog accidentally. Weird.
Yes, yes, and there's some weird thing about Saracens that people bring up, but I haven't noticed anything with that.
I haven't heard anything about that.
Yeah.
Sorry, I interrupted.
Oh, no worries. And then for our November 15th fixture against Romania in Bucharest, we have Sam Grove White from Scotland in the center again. I think we all got to know him during the summer internationals. Saba Abulashvili and Peter Martin are our ARs for that match. And we finally get Ben Whitehouse of Wales as TMO.
His natural position.
Yes. I saw
I,
him I saw him doing a Super Rugby Cymru match a couple weeks ago.
really?
S4C, the Welsh language channel, has a YouTube channel that plays some of the matches, and he was involved.
Hey, you know, it's funny. A lot of people bag on him all the time.
Yes, yes.
I think he's better as a TMO than as an official on the field. And but it's embarrassing to say, but he reminds me of me. Like he's just too touchy. Like
Mhm.
I'm a bad waiter because I take things personally, and he seems to take things personally when players start to jaw at him. There's the
Mhm.
famous, don't touch me, don't touch me, and he gets a lot of
Yeah,
flack for that. But
yes. And he is a really good TMO, and it's not like TMO is something that's easy. We all think because we hear it mentioned and because it's the bugbear of commentators that TMO is supposed to be easy, but it's not. You're given a bunch of camera angles with like a 3 second delay, and you have about 6 seconds to make a decision.
any other thoughts about these tests, like the officials themselves? I skipped ahead now, trying to get back to where I was in the script here.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah. So Damian Snyder is, or I haven't seen much of him
Yeah, I'm
for
not
the
particularly
Scotland
familiar with him.
match. Our last match against Scotland was not fun. I'd much prefer us to front up better in that match than we did last time.
Mm.
And I wonder what kind of team Scotland's going to send out there.
I'm very much wondering that, but well, we'll get to it in a second. Friends, I just want to take a moment to remind all of you that liking and subscribing is the best way to help us grow. If you could tell a friend or two, that would be smashing. We're part of the global Gainline Network. We're incredibly grateful for your ongoing support. In fact, we have recently surpassed our goal of 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. So thanks once again to all of you. We really appreciate it. Our hopes had been to, get to 1,000 by December. So this is great news, and we are honestly really thankful. Elsewhere around the rugby world, there are, of course, rumors flying around about a certain American player where she might end up. Kolya, I'm only seeing one source that claims to know this, and I don't know how I feel about that source. How much confidence do you have in predicting a landing place for America's favorite player?
None, as she was just on Dancing with the Stars.
Okay, as we mentioned earlier, the USA men, they have three tests coming their way. They've got Scotland in Edinburgh, followed by Georgia in Batumi, and finally Romania in Bucharest. I'll tell you, I looked up Batumi. What a gorgeous place.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. I have a friend who lived there for about a year and a half. Absolutely.
Really? It's funny because I was looking it up, and beautiful monuments, a beautiful port city, uh, and because they've sort of been governed by various different groups over the centuries, there's sort of a mix of architecture and culture and style there. It's really
Mhm.
neat. And I was getting all excited, but then they said, "Yeah, they're the Las Vegas of the Black Sea," and I was like, "Oh, never mind."
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, Kolya, we are facing Scotland in Edinburgh. What kind of predictions do you have for this first test? We already kind of hinted at it. I have no idea what kind of squad Gregor Townsend's going to put out there for us, but even if it's a B side, it could be a tough day for our Eagles.
Yes. So we haven't really talked about our Americans abroad yet. That's gonna probably bite into our lineup, particularly in the front row, which is where we had some problems last time we played them. We're going to be without AJ McGinty. We're going to bring that up in a bit.
Mm.
So I'm not really looking forward to this match at all. Even, or Scotland, I do love that Scotland loves playing tier two nations.
They
I
do.
love that they play people like the Maori All Blacks all the time.
Yeah.
But it would be nice if we could actually punch them in the face once in a while.
This would be a big scalp. Um,
Yes.
I can see Gregor giving us the Super B side, but like you said, so give us some more Americans abroad. This, who are we else are going to be missing that we might have been expecting to see if we were talking about this 2 weeks ago?
So Jack Iscaro just signed for Stade Français.
That's good for him.
Yes, he's now got the pink.
No longer the Capri Suns, though.
No longer the Capri Suns. Now it's the Sublime Côte d'Ivoire.
Yeah, which is what, a tourism company?
It's a tourism ad for Côte d'Ivoire,
Right.
for the Ivory Coast.
Do the coaches still have to have Capri Suns lined up in front of them every time they're on
I
camera, though?
I do not know. I do not know. That would probably be a question for our friend Hugh. Toby Fricker of Anthem just signed for Bristol Bears on a short-term contract and is already part of their lineup for their next match.
He's got the number 23 on his back for this weekend.
Renger van Erten and Capelli Pifoletti are both playing for Provence.
Yes.
And unfortunately, our number 10, AJ McGinty, in the first 15 minutes of his first match back with Bristol Bears, did his ACL, and we are probably not going to see him for a year.
It absolutely kills me. AJ can't get a break.
No, no. I was watching this match. AJ went down, and then another bear went down, and then another bear went down, and then another
Yeah,
bear went down. They
it's
ended up winning the
incredible.
match, but they just ran out of players by the end.
Yeah. Somehow I think they're 2-1 and they have like 4 players on the roster right now.
Yes.
Even Louis Rees, he's not on the roster this weekend either. Ugh.
No. He got hurt too. And then in other Americans abroad news, Hope Rogers and Gabby Contorna
Yes.
helped Exeter get the third place in the PWR Cup this past weekend.
I don't follow the regular Premiership Cup and I don't follow the PWR Cup, but that was really cool news.
Yes. And then David Ainu this past weekend had his debut with Toulouse against Bordeaux.
Oh yeah. I think he came off the bench.
Yes.
Um it wasn't a great Toulouse day for sure. I'm going to avoid the they set out to lose joke, but I guess I just walked into it.
And then poor Nafi Maafu has been on the back of some absolute pastings with Stade Montauban, the newly promoted top 14 side, which
Yeah,
is not giving nearly as much of a fight as Vaughan did last year.
it's true. The fluky way that they got promoted, the signs, it was written on the wall. This was not going to be a good year for Montauban, but I think it's going to be great experience for him either way, provided he comes out of it with 2 eyes.
Mhm. Yeah, and then one other thing, Charlie Jacoby has joined Hong Kong Football Club as the women's club coaching officer.
Hey, wow, that's very cool.
Yes. And I can't not mention this because I have two girls. That player we just alluded to a few minutes ago, Alona Mar, has her own Barbie doll now.
I've seen this. It's controversial. Believe
Yes.
me, I went searching for all of the ones they made. I think there's a Sansu one that I was particularly looking for. But of course, whoever manufactures Barbie dolls didn't actually do anything differently with the figure, which instantly created a turmoil
Yes.
because
Yes.
Ilona Mars brand is about body positivity, and she don't look like Barbie. Thank God.
No. No.
I still want all of those dolls though. So, any other Americans abroad that we have to, take into consideration when we think about what kind of squad we can field against Scotland?
Not that I know of off the top of my head.
Is Ruben De Haas going to be
I don't know what Ruben's doing right now.
right? Because he was involved with the Curry Cup, but that's over.
Yes,
Is he free to just be with us right now? Huh.
I think
Interesting.
so.
I really like him. Um, so Georgia, that'll be the next test. That's also going to be a tall order. They're currently ranked 11th to our 15th, but that gap feels larger to me than the math might indicate. We've played them 6 times in the past, splitting those results evenly. Kolya, put your coach hat on for a second. Like, what kind of game plan do you try to put together to beat a big, rough, scrummaging side like this one?
Well, the thing is, Georgia's not just a scrummaging side anymore.
Mm,
They have some really, really fun backline players that all play in France. And I have no idea with our squad or even a hypothetical squad how we can line up against them
mm,
because they still have the normal Georgian scrum, but now they've evolved into having a bunch of playmakers all over the field as well.
yeah, they've got speed to burn on the wing.
Yes. And playing in Batumi, which is a rugby mad city, this one actually scares me more than the Scotland match.
Interesting. In what way? Like, because are you talking psychologically? Or are you talking just score wise? Like,
Score wise,
yeah,
this is a match
that
that
makes sense to me.
Georgia will want to win, and they, and along with some geopolitical fun going on over there, getting one over on the Americans would make their day.
Yeah. Um, of course, we finish off November against a team we'll likely be favored to beat. Romania are currently ranked 21st, but they beat us just last year in a game that marked the 100th anniversary of our beating them in the 1924 Olympics. Um, I don't know. This one looks like a major banana peel to me. Like, if we're 0-2 going into this match, I'm just going to be, I'm going to be dying inside.
Yeah, this is one that I'm sure both teams are circling on their calendar as as winnable games, but also as markers for the next World Cup.
For sure. Romania are a fun team. I've probably only seen them 5 times, but I don't know. There's something exciting about them, and I'm honestly in fear of them right now.
Yeah, they've got an interesting history. They've got an interesting history. I know Squidge Rugby did a deep dive into their history several years ago now. They've got a team in the Rugby Europe Super Cup, which has been fun to watch.
That's a great competition.
Yes, that they're putting online now.
Yeah, yeah. For a couple of years, I feel like I've been able to catch it.
Mhm.
It's been back and forth though. Flow rugby, which I often call blow rugby, they somehow added the prem out of nowhere this year.
Yes,
And so while I'm constantly complaining about flow rugby, they basically have everything I want now. It's kind of crazy.
yes, yes, yes. If only that there was a way to only pay for Flow Rugby and not the rest of Flow Sports.
Exactly. Ugh. And by the way, there's no app for my smart TV. Like, anyway, By the way, tiny bit of history. After we defeated Romania in the Olympics, 37-0, we faced the hosts, France, in the final. We went on to win 3-17, and during that match, French fans booed and hissed the American team. They threw bottles and rocks onto the field and at American players. Wild brawls broke out in the stands. A USA spectator was knocked unconscious after being hit in the face by a walking stick. And French fans invaded the pitch at the final whistle, leaving the police to protect the Americans. At the medal ceremony, in fact, the Star Spangled Banner was completely drowned out by the booing and hissing of the French fans, and the American team had to be escorted to their locker room under police protection. Sounds like a pretty good party in 1924.
Yes, if I remember correctly, wasn't George Patton part of that?
Uh, uh, Pershing, I think. What is it called? The Pershing Cup? Uh, yeah, there's an. Of course, I've closed that window right now. I was just looking at it. I thought it was the Pershing Cup or something. It's still called that to this day. This competition.
Yeah, but I
And
seem
by
to
the way,
remember there
go ahead.
was like reading a biography. Oh, yeah, he was in a previous Olympics where he got into a big fight with a bunch of fans.
Pershing Cup, American Rugby. Yes, the Pershing Cup is contested each time the USA and Romania meet. Its origins were 10 years before the Olympics, and yes, like you said, because of the general's presence there, it must have been in World War One, I guess. General John
Yes, yes.
J. Pershing. Um, by the way, final little tiny bit. Do you know who our captain was in that day in 1924?
I I did know this. I did know this.
Wow. I never knew this until about an hour ago. It was Colby Babe Slater. I've never met anyone whose nickname was Babe,
Mhm.
but apparently American sports heroes. There we go. Kolya, I've kind of run out of stuff to talk about. Have we missed anything?
I don't think so.
I'm really looking forward to these tests. I have a great deal of fear. I think we might go 0-3, and that would be crushing as we're trying to move forward here. But I think we also we might go 2-1. Any predictions?
My prediction right now, without seeing a team sheet or even a squad announcement, is 1-2.
Yeah,
What I'd
I think.
like, what I'd like if we go 1-2 is for a close match against Scotland to get the taste out of the last
Mm,
couple out of our mouths.
yeah,
And I want to see some actual decent rugby going on from
yeah. It would be
us.
nice to see some cohesion. Uh, I'm really scared about the Romania match just because if we end the autumn on a loss against a team that is, 6 places lower than us in the rankings, that's a morale crusher, and you know
Yes.
we need a boost.
Oh,
Well, Kolya, as
there
always.
is one other thing that we do need to talk about.
Oh yes. Oh,
Eh,
I almost
eh,
completely. I apologize. I almost completely missed it. We talked about this. Go ahead, take it away.
no, no, you please.
This is somebody that we lost, so it was a bit of sad news. Is this what you were talking about, Warren Abrahams?
That was not what I was going to talk about, but yes, he Warren Abrahams was formerly the coach of several national teams, including our USA Women's Sevens.
Yeah. A really great relationship he forged with Alev Kelter. I think she's been saying some things. There was some great quotes from her from back when he was working with them. There was a great story too about her giving him a gift to sort of boost his confidence, which I thought was classic Lev. Um,
Mhm.
Warren was in Kenya with the Belgian women's sevens team for the Safari Sevens tournament when he passed away, really, really young. It's really sad. Obviously, the USA connection is the only reason we bring it up. But obviously, I swung and missed on that one. What else am I missing?
So college rugby is going strong right now,
Hmm.
and we've And I'm bringing this up because my LSU Tigers are currently ranked 17th in the D1 AA rankings
Really?
after an
Go
absolute
Tigers.
walloping of Kennesaw State this past weekend.
Really?
Tennessee
Did that
is
program
currently
exist when
number
you were
one.
there?
Yes, I was part of it for about 3 games before concussions ruled me out. Or
See,
I don't think
Shaq
it was
never had
even
that
3
problem.
games. No.
Oh, that's very cool. Are you so once again, Flow Rugby, they've started carrying college rugby too. I see AIC on there a lot. Are you watching any of this?
Little bits of it. The Rugby Network used to carry a bunch, but now there's a lot of YouTube channels that the clubs are putting out.
Mm.
So if you want to hear some industrial language with some absolutely garbage photography, you can just Google or put into YouTube the name of any university and then put rugby at the end of it, and you can find something to watch.
Have you noticed? I think it's because we live here and the internet knows where we're geolocated. If you do any search for like, you know, rugby keychain, the first 5 hits are going to be footballs that are keychains. It,
Yes.
they're like, oh, you said rugby, but we don't think you meant that.
Mhm.
Never fails. Um, okay, I think it's time to call a full lid, a pretty quick one this week. As always, thanks to Lee, Hugh, and all the folks at the Wrap. Thanks to all of you for coming along and watching or listening. We're on YouTube. We're on all the usual platforms for audio pods. So if you can help out by spreading the word, that would be phenomenal. Next week, Julia will be back to preview the USA that will be the USA players that will be tearing up trees in the PWR, which starts in just 8 days as we're recording this now. It absolutely blew my mind to notice that. And we'll probably dig a little deeper into at least that first autumn test. Kolya, any final last words?
Go support your local rugby club. We need it right now.
Please do. So to everybody across the globe, until next time, from all of us, cheers. Thanks to you all, and be well.
That was the Mall Street Journal. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel, you can like us on Facebook and on Twitter and do all the usual things. More importantly, join us again next week for more of the same.
This podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.